The Rome 2 Emperor Edition had beautiful Roman skins, but the battles were over too quickly and the AI was a little passive and could not build good armies. In the meantime, the main game, the Grand Campaign, has gone through 17 patches since it first came out, so I have returned to it for another campaign. Specifically, I still have an unfinished business, an Epirus campaign that I had never managed to get off the ground. Even on easy difficulty, I could not get past the first 15 game turns. I lived my childhood in Athens and spent some time also in Sparta, but Epirus was closer to my heart, and if I were to call a place my home, I would choose a little village in Epirus where my family ran a school where they taught the works of Homer and Aristotle at a time when the rest of Greece had descended into illiteracy after the collapse of the Byzantine Empire. It is near the ancient city of Molossus, where the kings of Epirus once lived. So I have returned to Rome too, and to Epirus. But first, here is Sparta, and here is Athens, and this is Epirus. The dog on the Epirus emblem has its story. It is a Molossian dog, a breed that exists to this day, a very fierce dog used by shepherds to protect their flocks from wolves, bears, and thieves. This breed of dog was so fierce that sometimes they were used in war as war dogs. So here are the settings, and here are the victory conditions. For a military victory, we would need to control 90 settlements, either by direct ownership or through client states and allies. These must include Macedonia, Magna Graecia, Italia, Hellas, Africa, and Carthaginensis. We must maintain 180 units in total, including 60 naval units. My main aim for now is to conquer Greece and maybe later Rome. One of the Epirotan princesses of the house of Molossus, named Olympias, had married Philip, the king of Macedonia, and was the mother of Alexander the Great. She had a nephew named Pyrrhus, who after the death of Alexander declared himself king of Epirus. Pyrrhus, like Alexander, regarded himself a descendant of Achilles and gained fame in his lifetime, both as a warrior and as a military commander. I will be playing on very hard, not legendary, partly because I need to save battles and replay them for the video clips which I edit offline. The quote, "come and take them," refers to the incident when the Persian king Xerxes demanded submission of Sparta to Persian rule. The Persian king asked for earth and water as a sign of the Spartan submission. Leonidas, the king of Sparta, replied, "come and take them." Summer, harvest, war.
Your time has come. Recent setbacks in Magna Graecia compelled you to establish power on the Greek mainland. The Spartans think themselves superior to all others. They will know otherwise once you lay waste to their lands. The Athenians have become weak and would rather prattle than fight wars. They will fall in time, but may be of use against their Macedonian masters. The scions of Alexander still fancy themselves worthy of his empire and must be stopped. Perhaps then a mass invasion of the Italian peninsula. You have unfinished business with Rome and Syracuse. The enemies of Epirus will be subdued.
In the 3rd century BC, the Greek city-states of South Italy were threatened by a new foe, the Romans. Pyrrhus saw himself as their champion and became involved in a long and hard-fought war with Rome, and so hard-fought were his victories against the Romans that they became proverbial. Pyrrhic victories are named after him. Although he was never truly defeated in battle, his victories were rarely decisive, and he was constantly beset by difficulties such as a lack of men, lack of money, or inconstant allies. He faced enemies on every side. He fought not just against Rome, but also against Carthage, and unable to consolidate his gains in Italy and Sicily, after many years he eventually returned home to Epirus empty-handed. He started next a war against Macedonia. Then one thing happened that made him the arch-enemy of all Greeks. He left a garrison of Gauls at the ancient city of Aegae, that had been the ancient capital of Macedonia, and the Gauls started digging up the graves of the Macedonian kings in search of gold. Now the ancient Greeks had some common traditions, and among the gravest errors a man could commit was disrespect for the dead. That was the worst thing imaginable. So the whole of Greece rose up in arms against Pyrrhus, and this is the situation in which we find Epirus at the start of this campaign. Greeks everywhere are seething in anger and will not let Epirus rest. What followed from this situation was a war with Sparta. Pyrrhus marched south with his army to take Sparta, but a Spartan army campaigning in Crete came back in the very nick of time to reinforce the defenders and save Sparta. Just then, news reached Pyrrhus that a Macedonian army was marching south. Pyrrhus now risked being trapped between the Spartan and Macedonian armies, so he entered the walled city of Argos that was in the grip of civil war. Perhaps he hoped to pacify the Argives and gain a much-needed ally. But things turned out differently, and his army became embroiled in the violent fighting that had broken out in the city. Just then, the Macedonians appeared, and they also entered the city, and an utterly chaotic battle ensued, during which an Argive woman threw a roof tile at Pyrrhus from a balcony that landed on his head and knocked him dead. The Argives dedicated the shield of the fallen king to the god Ares and placed it in a temple on top of the ancient citadel of Mycenae, and you can see it today in a museum there. So that great warrior that no man could kill was slain by a woman. But for now, King Pyrrhus is still alive, our glorious warrior king whose prowess in battle made his enemies tremble. I started the campaign recording on the fly, but the sound is not very good, so we'll probably switch back to narrating offline. Narrating offline is more time-consuming, but that way I can also edit the narration and avoid rambling on. But give me your comments. So we are at around this time. King Pyrrhus is old. He is here in Apollonia, which was the main harbor of Epirus. Everyone hates the Epirottans at this time.
Ready for battle.
There is a smaller army here. So before we do anything, really, we should take care of some of these things. Yeah, I'm not sure what's... Okay, so that doesn't matter. And so we are building something. Let's try next to do a little bit of diplomacy. Let's see if Macedon
May Hermes bless us both with skillful tongues, that we may speak our parts well, and so reach agreement.
Well said, my good friend. Let's try a non-aggression pact.
I am
Really
impressed that you have
is
spoken
not
so well on your people's
good.
behalf.
Yeah. Righty-ho. And the next thing to do is maybe try... doubt any of the other factions will do anything for us. Let's try it.
Be welcome here, and speak as you wish, without fear of consequence or danger.
Thank you, my good man. That's fine. Let's do that.
Your people...
So we already have a trade agreement. Let's try again. Now.
Athena give you wisdom, so that you may speak well and persuade me of your cause. Be welcome. I have listened and considered. I will forbear from...
We will forbear for now, but perhaps you will not later. Let's see if the RDI are interested. I
Greetings
doubt
to
it.
you. I trust you come with honorable words that I can hear. I cannot say.
Such is life. Life is hard. So, next thing to do is and with that business done, let's hire some units, and the thing to do would be get King Pyrrhus over there.
March until your feet bleed, then march some more.
Indeed.
Your next command?
At your command.
Recruit all the units we can, just
Sign up,
very
lads, for a
good
good
ones.
and glorious life.
Sign up, lads, sign up. So this is what it looks like at the moment. I don't know why it shows the RDI. And our...
How may I serve you?
You can serve by giving the Athenians a little bit of trouble.
Swift and silent as a shadow.
Poison their
Mischief and
provisions.
Was there ever any doubt?
That is very good.
At your
It's going to
service.
slow them down. Well done. And so, I guess
We hunger for battle.
there is something else I perhaps owe to do,
Ready for
and
orders.
that is expand this ship and send this gentleman to make contact with some of the factions down here.
Pausing.
That's okay. So, the turn. Athens is expanding. Electra, our spy, has been discovered. Timandra, an enemy agent, has sabotaged Larissa. Our troubles begin. This campaign is super hard if you have not tried it. You cannot imagine how hard this campaign is, at least at the very beginning. The AI will not give you a break until Athens and Sparta have both been destroyed.
Ready for your next command? Surprise will be our advantage.
Indeed, my friend.
Now, to get the campaign off to a good start, or even a bad start, we must lure our enemies into ambushes and not allow them to gain the initiative.
Ready for orders.
Let's hope the Athenians don't do anything too sneaky.
March! Come! Fight with us!
What do you wish of me? I do enjoy a little trouble. I am so sorry.
Such things happen. Failures are part of war.
We hunger for battle. Laying an ambush.
Okay, Pyrrhus can deal with this, since he is exposed. Okay. And let's see how this pans out. And let's try diplomacy again. Macedon.
I give you welcome. Let Zeus and all the gods smile upon our meeting, so that all may profit. My people will find much joy in this. I accept. I will sacrifice for your continued good health.
Well, thank you very much, good sir. So, let's try some of the other factions.
The blessing of the Olympians upon you. What then do your noble people desire of us?
Okay, don't even try. The only other option is the RDIA.
A flapping tongue that speaks without wisdom is not welcome. Be like a spear and have a point. Ha ha!
That's so cute. Okay, so fingers crossed.
Your offer was...
Failures happen in love and war. So,
At your command.
Ready for orders.
okay.
War against you is not enough, Tisiphone curse you. May all the Furies harry your folk throughout the ages.
Here they are. At least none of the allies are joining them, so the Macedonians are not joining them, so that is great. Well done. Ambush my annoying enemy. So that's going to be trouble for you.
I must confess, I stopped the campaign now and then, and sometimes I went back to a save and restarted it. If there are objections, apply in writing. I mostly went back to a save in the first few game turns while feeling my way around and getting back into my Rome 2 helmet. Here, for example, I had forgotten how ambushes work, so I restarted the battle when I saw the Romans at the edge of the map and walking off. Later, I restarted during one of the sieges. I did not always restart if something terrible happened, and something terrible happened indeed at the end of this battle.
Fortune favors the bold, but it will not favor the Athenian general. So, auto-resolving doesn't look so great.
Ah!
81% is okay, but I would rather fight it. Let's give it a go.
I decided not to auto-resolve, the idea behind these videos being to show some battles, even though the odds were very good if I auto-resolved. So here is the map. We are ambushing the Athenians. They have fallen into our trap. It is raining. So here is a good place to hide our army. Our enemy will be passing along this road on their way to attack King Pyrrhus, who was standing nearby in the open. So we are concealing our men in the trees.
Hoplites!
That unit will block the way for anyone who tries to escape in that direction. Most of the units are arranged here. They are the javeliners. They are taken off fire at will and off skirmishing, so they don't betray our positions. And the battle has started.
Well done, men! They are surely doomed now!
King Pyrrhus is rushing to our aid. Even though the odds look favorable, half our army is half a mile away. If not more. So, it is raining. A perfect day for an ambush. And over here is the Athenian army. Evidently they still march in our direction. They haven't realized that we have laid an ambush. These wide-brimmed hats were fashionable in ancient Greece, especially among the Macedonians. They were called Kosia. Here's that glorious Athenian army. The units, the models of the soldiers in this mode are amazing. Rome too is just outstanding for the look of the units. So the Athenian army is marching in good order. And here is our general, Eusebius. Here's again the Athenian army looking very glorious. Wonderful units, wonderful. So now the Athenians have worked out, we have laid an ambush and everyone is running around in panic, scrambling for a place to get ready for the battle. The battle has started. Our men are charging the enemy before they can form up. Here is a huge melee now. They managed to form up, but we have the upper hand. We have slightly flanked them. And in the distance you can see our general Eusebius. He has charged the missile units, some javeliners. And here he's charged back the other way. Actually, I think now this is King Pyrrhus. He has arrived. And he's charging back and forth. One of our units has been routed. We had some pikemen and I forgot to put them in pike formation, so they were routed. Captain Eusebius just passed by, galloped by to attack some other skirmishers. Here's King Pyrrhus charging back. The rear of the main army. Here is the main army from the other side. We can see our own men on this side. And King Pyrrhus on the rear, and he's charging back and forth. He's charging the rear of the hoplites or the front of the skirmishing units who are behind him. And here again you can see now the elephants. They have made their appearance finally, and now they are charging the rear of the Athenian general. And they trample his entire bodyguard, what was left of it. Here is General Eusebius. Here are the elephants. And the Athenian general has been slain. So we have won this battle. Once the Athenian general died, the Athenian army lost their morale and they are now routed. They are running for their lives. We are victorious. Here is General Eusebius. He is running after some routed units. Here's the bodyguard of King Pyrrhus, the glorious warrior king of antiquity. one of the greatest warriors of ancient Greece. And here's our wonderful army. And a decisive victory. This was not a Pyrrhic victory. The ambushed Athenian army was destroyed while we lost only 284 men. Thank you for watching.